Isaiah 60:22 says, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. See, when you have a God-given idea, that is more than just a thought. It's an instruction that is tied to an identity. When God gives you the idea to start the business, launch the product, that idea is tied to who you're becoming. You can't fulfill divine instruction from an old identity. And that means you become the woman who believes she can do what God said, and you shift from who am I to do this to I am who he said I am. And you start trying to execute from the version of you that needed 10 times before moving on one instruction. That alignment happens internally before it ever shows up externally. If your identity still sees you as the woman that's almost there, always learning but never executing, always preparing but never fully stepping into it, you'll keep praying for a promise that you have not yet fully embodied. God doesn't delay. He waits for your identity to catch up to the idea he entrusted you with. And that's what it really means to become the woman who finishes. This is not about hype. It's an identity. It's when you stop negotiating with the version of you that keeps starting over. And you decide that the woman who said yes to the call is the same woman who's going to see it through. Because finishing is not a moment. It's a mentality. It's when your follow through becomes your new normal. It's when consistency stops being a struggle and starts being your new standard. That's the woman who finishes. The one whose identity has finally caught up to her assignment. See, when your conscious mind is praying, when is it going to happen? When is it going to be my turn? It's not wrong. It's human. But underneath that, your subconscious is panicking. It remembers every time you waited and nothing happened. Every disappointment, every moment you trusted and got hurt. So even as your mind says, I believe, your subconscious whispers, but what if it never comes? That's why waiting seasons feel so heavy. It's not that nothing's happening. It's that your spirit and your subconscious are still fighting to agree. Those old memories are what I call internal agreements. Subconscious contracts you made with fear, lack, disappointment. And you can't enter divine overflow carrying old agreements with limitation. Waiting seasons are identity sanctification periods. So that when the blessing arrives, you don't sabotage it or shrink under the weight of it. Because he's not just answering your prayer. He's healing the parts of you that would have rejected or sabotaged the blessing if it came too soon. When you step into that identity, that's the moment divine acceleration unlocks. Not because God just suddenly moved, but because you did. When God says, I, the Lord, will make it happen, he's distinguishing his power from your performance. It means you won't have to force this. You move in obedience. And God said, I'm going to move an outcome. So when the time is right isn't a date, it's a dimension. It's the moment your internal world becomes a match for what heaven already released. And when that happens, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Because what God authors, he finishes. And the woman who aligns with him and this process finishes too.